All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our iMovie webinar today. As Carly mentioned, iMovie is a free video editing software that comes with MacBooks and can also be used on any Apple devices. Let me tell you right now, I spent like 100+ hours using iMovie when we all went into quarantine back in 2021 or 2020. I spent so much time using it just because we had to make all of our videos online. So I've spent a lot of time and I think it's a really great software, and hopefully you guys find it easy to use and understandable as we go through this. Okay, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, so settle in. What is iMovie? iMovie is an editing software for videos, audio, and images. It's a non-linear editor. Big words here. All it means is that it's a form of offline movie editing. There's no Wi-Fi required. Videos, music, and images can be cut, combined, and edited, and audio and lighting can be altered and more. There's so much you could do with it. These are just a few of the things. What kind of videos can be made on iMovie? iMovie allows you to choose between two different kinds of movies. There's movies or trailers. The movie option allows you to combine videos, photos, and music from scratch to create your own project, which is mostly what I was doing. And the trailer option, I actually never really used this, but it's really interesting. It allows you to create a Hollywood style movie trailer by filling in its own template, and it allows you to put images of the characters and a description of the movie. The trailer can be converted to a movie afterwards, allowing you to edit it more. All right, where is iMovie available? We already kind of went over this, but it's pre-installed on Apple devices such as iPhones, iPads, and Mac computers. And unfortunately, it's not available for Windows computers or Android phones. All right, getting started with iMovie on a Mac computer. So we're going to go out over how to find it and how to open it and start your own movie. So step one, the first step is to open the iMovie app. If you have a Mac computer, it should already be installed. All you'd have to do is go to the Finder window and then click Applications and look for iMovie. Once you've done that, you open the app and click on that big plus sign, New Project, and you select Movie or Trailer. There are a lot of themes and templates available in iMovie that you can choose from. Movie templates include modern, bright, playful, neon, travel, simple, news, and CNN iReport. And trailer templates include adrenaline, Bollywood, coming of age, expedition, fairy tale, family, and more. As you can see, there's already so much involved in this app, and there's a lot of stuff you could do with it. It offers a lot of room for creativity. All right, step three. After selecting movie, click the downward arrow to import or select clips of videos or images that you want to include in the movie from your computer files. After selecting all the pictures and video clips you want to include, you click Import Selected. Now, all the files that you just selected will be available in your iMovie library for you to start editing. All right, editing in iMovie. This is the big thing. This is what it's used for. The editing process is when you cut and trim video clips or add music, titles, and transitions. It can take time to master these things, but once complete, the product will be ready to watch. And that's so true. It definitely takes a lot of time to get used to this stuff because there's so many different options for you. So the basic idea of it is there's a timeline at the bottom of the app. That's where you do most of your editing. So you'll take the clips in your library, drag it down to the timeline, and from there you can start adjusting and trimming those video clips. In case you're not familiar with video editing, here's a little bit of vocabulary for you. Trimming just means taking off a part of the video clip, and adjusting means moving that part of the video to a new place. So pretty basic stuff. Hopefully you guys are able to follow along so far. Adding music. So of course we always want to add sound to our videos. So you can click and drag audio files like MP4s, MP3s, WAVs, and AIFF files, never used those before, from Finder and the desktop right into the timeline. Another easy way to add music is to click audio at the top of the window, then choose an option to access your music library or to access built-in sound effects, such as footsteps, rain, etc. To preview a song or sound effect before adding it to the timeline, click the play button next to each song or sound effect. When you found the audio you like, drag it from the media browser back down to the timeline. And you can edit the audio clips just as you can edit video clips. So you could trim it, adjust it, like make it shorter, split it, all that kind of stuff. Adding transitions. Okay, so transitions really help to make your movie flow instead of just cutting from one scene straight to another. It allows a smoother flow. So you can add visual transitions between video clips, such as ripple effects, cross dissolve, fading to black, and more. The way you add them is you click on transitions at the top of the window from the top bar. Then click and drag the transition you want to the timeline in between two clips. You can edit the length of the transition by double clicking on it. So for example, if you want to add, let's say in that picture, it says fade to black. You can set the transition to be 1 second, half a second, 2 seconds. All that means is it'll take a longer time for it to fade to black. Exporting your video. This is the one thing I struggled with a little bit, and it can get a little confusing because there tends to be a lot of issues that pop up. But once you do finish your video, you can export or compress it into one video file. You can share your video to YouTube, Facebook, or other platforms. And in order to do so, you would press the export button in the top right-hand corner. And if you want to save it to your computer, which is what I usually do, you would click on File, which kind of looks like that camera roll button, and then name your video, click Next, and you just choose what folder, what area on your computer you want to store it, and then you click Save. All right, iMovie app. If you have an iPhone or iPad, you can download iMovie from the App Store for free. A little suggestion about this: iMovie on your iPhone or iPad is pretty hard to use because there's a lot of tapping, dragging, and clicking involved. And it's a lot harder to do that on your phone compared to a computer. So I wouldn't recommend using the app on your phone or iPad if you can use it on your computer. I've tried it before. It took me forever to do stuff. Okay, so it's pretty much the same process on the app. To create a project in the iMovie app, you'll select either movie or trailer, just as before. Once you press movie, you're taken to another page named Memories, which is pretty much like your library on the computer. In Memories, you get to choose some pictures and videos in your photo library. You tap whatever photos and videos you want, and you add them in order to make a video. And then you press Create Movie, and of course, you can always add more later as you go. All right, so this is what I was saying. There's a lot of little icons, so it's kind of hard to navigate your way on the app, but we're gonna go over what they mean right now. So I'll go counterclockwise, starting with the done button. So done, pretty simple. Press this when you're done editing. That little plus button means adding more videos and photos to your movie. The triangle, play your video. That's kind of a universal symbol. Over to the right, that undo button looks like a reverse arrow that curves back. Undo means you just undo. If you make a mistake, it undoes it, and you can start over again, just one step at a time. That little gear icon, it shows different settings such as themes or music. And that top right icon with the question mark is a tips button for when you need help. After you choose the photos you'd like, iMovie creates a video for you by putting all the pictures and videos together. And as we went over, there's a lot of different icons to help you make your video. All right, filters. This is something interesting because we always want to make our video look really nice. So there's a bunch of different settings you can use to edit your movie. Filters can be used on all or one of your photos or videos. All you have to do is just click the video or photo you want to use, then go to project settings and press the filter you want. And it's pretty fun to play around with those just to see what they look like. All right, themes, kind of similar to filters. It adds a little bit of color to your videos. In the project settings, there's also different themes that you can add. Once you press on a theme, it'll be applied to your entire movie. So that's the difference here. the themes and the filters. So filters is just one clip or whichever one you choose, whereas a theme is everything that's in your timeline. It also adds different music and transitions in it that goes with the theme. I actually never knew that. That's pretty cool. Um, Moving on, audio. Okay, so there's a lot of different audio clips you can add to your video, and we kind of went over this earlier. You can add soundtracks, sound effects, and your own music. To get access to the audio options, you press that plus button and then press audio to check out the different sounds you can add. All right, transitions. We went over this too. So in order to change the transitions or look at the other ones, you would press that icon in the middle, which is kind of like a two arrows pointing at each other, or like a sideways hourglass, I guess. And oh, okay, this is a good depiction of what I was talking about earlier. On that bottom left, you can see how there's different numbers. So 0.5 seconds all the way up to 2 seconds. Using those options controls how long your transition is. All right, editing photos. It's a little weird when you're putting photos in because I mean this is a video editing software, but you can add photos, which will just put a photo on the screen and it'll just show it for a certain number of seconds. So using that scissors icon in the bottom left, you can make the photo shorter. You can add text onto the top of your photo or video by using that little T icon. And those three little circles to the right of it are the filters. And you can also duplicate the photo or video using the duplicate button. All right, so adding text to a video or a photo. So there's a lot of options to play around with the text as well. You can change the font of the text or you can change the color of the text. There's a lot of pre-installed formats. Like with iMovie, you can either like put it in the center, put it in the bottom right, put it in the bottom left, have like a certain font to it. There's a lot of set formats for it that you can choose from. All right, stick with us. Audio in videos. So of course, when we're editing videos, we want to make sure the audio is clear and it's not too loud, not too quiet. So you would go to that little audio button, the speaker with the sound waves coming out from it. You would click and drag the dots to make the audio of the video louder or more quiet. All right, lastly, saving your video. It's kind of like that exporting process that we went over earlier. In order to save your edited video, you press done on the top left. You can view what your video looks like by pressing the play icon to the left of it. To save your video to your photo library, press the icon in the middle. That icon in the middle means if you look at the bottom right diagram, there's a little square with a line through the top of it. That's the save icon. Oh, we still got a little bit more. Okay, so you would scroll down until you see save video. Okay, this is coming from pressing that save button. So you scroll down until you see save video and tap on that. Once you press save video, a pop-up that says exporting movie should appear. Once it's done, another pop-up will say the movie was exported to your photo library. And then once you see this, you press OK, just to confirm. All right, iMovie is really great, but of course, not everybody could use it because not everybody has Apple. So listed over here are some alternatives for non-Apple users. We have Hit Film Express, Adobe Spark, which is pretty reliable since Adobe Creative Cloud is a really widely used software, OpenShot, and VideoPad. I've never actually used any of these, but I'm sure they're very similar to iMovie and have their own benefits. All right, now for a live demo. How are we doing on time? 124. Okay, cool. The demo won't take too long. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick, and then I'll reshare it to my iMovie screen. Okay, so here we are. I have iMovie open already, but I'll show you how to open it from the Finder tab on the bottom left of my screen. It looks like a happy face, a blue and white happy face. So you go to Finder. On the left side, there's an applications button. and then you would find iMovie within this. Where is it? Oh, right here on the left side. Click on that and it'll open iMovie for you. All right, so now that we're in iMovie, here we go. So we're gonna create a new project here. There's that big plus button, super easy to find. We're gonna make a movie here because it's our own thing. All right, so you could drag in whatever you want. I set aside some clips today. Oh, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna choose all 3 of these. All I have to do is click and drag them in. All right, so now those 3 clips are inserted into my timeline. This bottom thing is what we call the timeline, and it shows the clips in a horizontal row. So now we're gonna go over trimming and adjusting as we spoke about earlier. So I have this clip of a little beach. I went to the beach the other day. It's really cool. If we want to trim it, let's say we want to trim it. So we're gonna start on place our cursor over one side of it, press down on our mouse, and then we're just gonna move it back and forth. There we go. So now you can see I'm trimming and lengthening it here. So let's say I want to cut it down to 3 seconds. Right there, boom, 3-second clip. And now it only plays the first 3 seconds of that clip. And now let's say I want to split a clip and move it to another part of the movie. I'm gonna choose this clip right here. We're gonna go up to actually, I'll show the easy way. On your what's it called, a touchpad, if you click with 2 fingers, it'll automatically open up this menu and you can easily choose split clip. So right here, if I split the clips, it still plays the clip normally as it usually would. Like you couldn't see any difference there. But if I were to move this part of the clip over here into the end of the movie, now it plays a little differently. All right. Now we're gonna play around with the audio. So an easy way to play around with the audio is below each clip, there's that horizontal blue strip. And if you look in really closely, there's little sound waves. There's a line indicating how loud it is. So if you click on that line and play around with it, you can actually increase or lower the volume. So this is very quiet, really quiet. This is an image, so it doesn't have any volume. And this one is still very quiet, so I might want to raise it up a little bit. Another way to play with the audio is if you go up to the top right, there's that little speaker icon right here with the sound waves, and you can adjust it there. That's the way they showed in the presentation. All right. Adding sound effects and music. So we're gonna go up to the near the top left where it says My Media, Audio, Titles, Backgrounds. We'll go to Audio. You can import your own music. I don't have any here, so I'll just show you the sound effects. Let's say we want to put Cave and Wind. If you play it, you could just get a little taste of what it sounds like. Let's say I want to go with this one. So I'm gonna click, drag it down to my video, and now it's gonna play on top of my video. Let's see what else there is to do. Oh, okay. Adding transitions. These are really fun to play with. So as I said earlier, you add transitions between 2 clips to make it look really nice. So I'm gonna choose this fade to black right here, put it between the first 2 clips, and now you can see, if you look at the top right, that's what the video actually looks like. So I'm gonna play it real quick. Yeah, I'll play it again. Too quick, boom. So you can see the transitions make it look way nicer as you're moving from clip to clip. All right, I'm pretty happy with this video. So let's say I want to export it. I'm gonna go to the top right of my window. There's that little square with an upward arrow going through it. That's the export button. Usually I choose the file button, but you can also go to YouTube or Facebook or send it as an email. So I'm just going to do file for the sake of this presentation. We'll name it live demo. All right, you would hit next. I'm going to save it to my documents in iCloud. Hit save. And then at the top right, there's that little wheel, the circle. It'll load as you as it's exporting. Eventually, the circle will fill up all the way to white, and you can find your document in your iCloud documents through Finder. So yeah, that's all we have today for the presentation. Thanks for listening.